Okay, what we're going to do here is do a comparison test of drill types. So this is a Makita, has a part number here someplace. It's D00928. This one's brand new. This is the kind of drill bit that I almost always use. Don't know if you can see that, but D00929. I think I said 929. It has a 2-flute tip. Could be sharper, but I'm not going to sharpen it. For this case, we're going to take it just as it comes. This is a 3/8 inch Bosch X5L, and it has this sort of more complex, it looks like it has 2 flutes. This might not actually be the newest type of Bosch, but it has the full carbide tip, whereas the Makita just has a little insert wedged in there. So the entire tip here is carbide. Has a bigger shoulder, I think, and I think it has a bevel that's not symmetrical. So on the back side of the bevel there's a shallow angle, and on the front side, as it rotates into the piece on the front side, there's a relatively sharper edge. It also has a little nipple tip. So what I'm going to do here is see which one goes faster, which one drills faster. We're going to use one of the hammers that I make. We're also going to use the drill holders that I make. These are basically the same construction. This one has a black rubber handle. It's been used, but not a whole lot. This one has a urethane handle. It has been used a lot. This one's probably drilled 300 bolts. But I think as far as the comparison test, this is going to go pretty well. So we'll put the Makita into the old worn out looking one, just in case you ever use one of my drill bit holders. These set screws actually don't have to be tight. In fact, I usually even back them out so it rattles a little bit. And we'll put this one in, same thing, we'll leave it loose a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pound on one of these for a certain number of hits. I don't know, my counting's not that good, but I think we're going to try 20 hits. Nothing's going to matter until I get a hole started. We'll see partially how well they start holes, and then we'll see how fast they go. What we're going to do is measure the depth of the hole created with the digital calipers after we've gone some distance. So here we go. Okay, so after all that pounding, what I have found out is that the drill rates were essentially the same. I got 2.4 inches with the Bosch. I got 2.5 inches with the Makita. I'd say that's basically the same. What I will say is the Bosch drilled a nicer hole, is more round. The Makita hole is slightly triangular shaped. And also the Makita bit tended to bind up more. It was harder to keep turning the Makita bit. So I'd say, since the speeds are the same, that the Bosch drills a slightly better hole and is easier to work with, just because it doesn't bind up as much. Anyway, let me know what you think. Okay, after I got done with the tests, I came back up to the computer and looked at the video and counted the actual strikes that I did during the testing. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to strike the drill 6 times, reposition my hand, hit it 6 times, reposition my hand. So reposition my hand 4 times with 6 strikes for each position. That should have been 24 hits, and then switch bits and switch back and forth, hoping to keep the same number of strikes. Anyway, I looked through the video and I got off count a few times. So we need to account for that. This is, nope, that's backwards. This is the Makita bit, and this is the Bosch bit. And so when I looked back at the tape, I saw that I had 600 blows with the Bosch, and I had 576 with the Makita. The Bosch advanced 2.381 inches, while the Makita advanced 2.479 inches. And so the Makita was advancing a little over 4/1000ths of an inch per impact. 430. So 4.3 thousandths per impact, while the Bosch was just slightly less than that, 0.00397 inches per impact. And so if I look at the Makita and call that my 100% baseline, the Bosch was going a little bit slower, which comes out to be about 92%. So 8% slower, not a lot. But what is interesting, of course, is that the Makita bit had more of a tendency to bind, which slowed down my drilling quite a bit. But also the Makita ended up with a slightly triangular shaped hole. I call this the Wankel effect. But basically what I think is happening is, if the drill bit is rotated within the hole, it can kind of hinge over like this. And so as you're rotating the bit in the hole, it isn't actually rotating about a center point, it's sort of flopping around the sides of the hole a little bit. The Bosch bit drilled a nice round hole. So I think the Bosch drilled a better hole, although it did it a little bit slower. There was also a lot less binding involved, so I think probably the 8% penalty in speed probably is compensated by the ease of drilling and the nicer hole that you get. Anyway, there you go.